Okay, so all of you were supposed to turn in 3 ideas. Now, once your 3 ideas were turned in, I picked out the best one. So let's say, for example, that I picked out idea number 1 for you. Okay? So if I picked out idea number 1, you were then supposed to draw it in a small quadrant. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So for this next step, we are going to need 2 papers. Okay? Now, we are going to fold these papers into 4 quadrants. The way that you do that, you are going to fold it hot dog style first. You're going to make sure that they are aligned, the corners, and then crease it, open it back up, and then fold it hamburger style. Now, one of these papers you're going to set aside, and then the other, you are going to cut one of the quadrants off. Now, the reason why I want you to cut those quadrants off is so that you can draw the idea that I chose for you. So, on mine, I chose idea number 1. And then you're probably thinking, well, Miss Roman, if you chose idea number 1, why don't you just trace it all over the same thing or freehand it? Well, in pop art, the image repeats itself. It is the same image with the same details in the same place. So in order for us to get the same product in those 4 quadrants, we have to trace it. Now, there are some things that you might notice that my first idea doesn't have that my correct one does. So for this one, this is my rough draft. I did not include the little Bob Ross in the corner. I didn't finish the background. I didn't include the paintbrushes on the side. And I didn't include the paintbrush on the hand. Okay? So with that being said, whenever you take out this little square, you're going to draw your idea on the little square, making sure that it fills up 90% of the square. If you draw it too small, it will overpower your square. So you need your Among Us character to at least be 90% of this square. Now, once you get it to 90%, then you can go ahead and outline with pen. You don't have to shade, you don't have to color for this. After that, you are going to get the other paper that you folded into 4. Grab your square, and then grab a small piece of tape. After you grab your small piece of tape, you want to tap it on your hand so it could take a little bit of the stickiness off and it won't rip your paper. You're going to put your square face down and tape it. Now, I like to tape it so that it doesn't move while I trace it. I am going to trace it in the window. If I trace it here, it's very hard to see. Now, if you have a light box, that's great. But since I don't have a light box, I'm going to go ahead and take it to the window to trace. I am going to trace this square first. Then I'm going to move it. And then I'm going to move my tape. Move it to the next square. And then tape it. And I'm going to trace it. And I'm going to repeat the process all over. Once I have traced the whole 4 squares, all of the 4 squares have the same details, drawn the same way. Now, once I get here, this is the stage that you should be on by Friday. So by Friday, before we go to Thanksgiving break, this is it. Leave it alone. And for you, Speedy Gonzalez out there that's like, I want to color it. No, just relax. That way we could all start coloring the same day. So by Friday, you should have this right here.